Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, you remember back a few weeks ago when comedian Michelle Wolf was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, said some jokes about people like Mitch McConnell, and people took really big offense to things she said about Press Secretary Sarah Sanders? You remember all the uproar and outrage that you heard about how mean it was and how she shouldn't have said something like that about somebody so nice and wonderful as the liar known as Sarah Sanders? Well, I think the tables have turned a little bit now. The White House was complaining about Michelle Wolf. Trump tweeted about how terrible she was and how she was so disrespectful and this and that. And now, somebody that has a job at the White House has been just as disrespectful outside of a joking setting than even Michelle Wolf could have been, even talking about Mitch McConnell getting his neck circumcised. Kelly Sadler, I believe her name is. She is a White House aide, works for Donald Trump. She works in the communications department apparently there at the White House. And after John McCain made it very clear that he did not support Trump's nomination for CIA director, she lashed out saying, well, he's irrelevant because he's dying of cancer anyway. You want to sit there and talk about how mean Michelle Wolf was by making jokes about somebody looking like somebody in some movie, or the way she wears her eyeshadow, or this or that. And then you have this person right here who claims it was a joke, trying to make jokes about what? Yeah, that's right. The health and the possible death of an American hero, somebody that served in our military, who is known for who is known to have been able to get out of his prison that he was in the military simply by giving his name. And he said, no, unless all the other people go, I'm not going anywhere. He is known for that. Those are things that have been factually backed up, that he had the chance to go and he did not. He could have been free the day he got, just within days of being there, just because of his connections. But he didn't do that. He stayed until his people could go home. Something more than Donald Trump could ever say. You got to sit there. You got a White House, with a draft dodger who insults military veterans, who has aides insulting the life and the dignity of an American military hero. A man who has served with dignity and class and integrity his entire political career. One of the few somewhat honest politicians that you're going to find. I haven't caught John McCain in too many lies. I really haven't. And a lot of things things I have seen him in weren't really lies. They were just, misspeaking, it appeared. I don't agree with everything John McCain has to say. I don't agree with all his policies. But I do know he is well respected within the U.S. Senate. He has a lot of friends on both the left and the right. And according to Lindsey Graham, none of them are laughing. They don't see this as a laughing matter. They don't see his possible death as a joke. This man is battling cancer like millions of other people in this world. And he does not deserve to be treated with such disrespect. If you're going to sit there and cry about jokes made about Sarah Sanders at a roast, then you can, by George, fire this woman for making the claims that making the jokes she made. You can joke about whatever you want. And that's fine. But I don't believe this was a joke. I believe she said it out of sincere disregard for the dignity and respect for a man who deserves it, and for his family who is fighting along with him. Meghan McCain, I believe it is, was on The View. I always forget her first name. But she was on The View, and she took the high road. And I respect her and her family for that. They took the high road. You know, only asking the question is how somebody like that still have a job. But she didn't say anything negative about the woman. She didn't attack her. She was a lot better than I am. And I kind of have to, I have to have some respect for that. Because Meghan McCain could have sat there and just tore that woman apart right there on The View, and nobody on that panel would have stopped her. And instead, she took the high road. She chose dignity. She chose class. That's what she chose. Not the undignified, classless BS that this woman, this aide at the White House did, Kelly Sadler. To the McCain family, my thoughts and prayers are with you guys. I've had a lot of respect for John McCain as long as, I've been politically aware. He's one of the few Republicans that I have been able to respect time and again. And to be honest with you, it was basically a game time decision on who I voted for in 2008. And in the end, there were reasons I voted for Barack Obama. And so it had nothing to do with disrespect or not liking John McCain. I just didn't agree with enough of his policies. And at the end of the day, though, I don't think your political feelings should have anything to do with respecting another human being. Like, I don't like Donald Trump, but I respect him as a human being. I wouldn't wish him ill. I wouldn't wish death upon him. I wouldn't wish those things on somebody. I wouldn't sit there and joke about whether or not he's dying or something. I wouldn't joke about that. Do I want him as my president? No. But I wouldn't sit there and disrespect his, if he was dying of cancer, I wouldn't sit there and insult him or attack his dignity like that. John McCain is fighting for his life. And it's not a cancer that's easy. If I remember correctly, Joe Biden's son died of the same cancer. It's so sad, to see, and to sit there and see somebody trying to act like, he's irrelevant just because he's facing what he's facing. You know what? If you ask me, Kelly Sadler is the irrelevant one. If all you can do is attack the dignity of somebody, attack somebody like a war hero, and not even just his military status, but the fact that when he came back, he has dedicated his entire life to this country, from his military service to his political service. His entire life has been for you and me. He went out there to defend our freedoms, whether or not you agreed with the Vietnam War or not. And he's been fighting for you and your rights ever since. You don't have to agree with all his policies. Heck, you don't even have to like his policies to have respect for somebody that has served his country with honor and dignity. John McCain, I pray for you every day. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you continue doing well. And to the rest of the McCain family, there again, like I said, you're my thoughts and prayers. And just keep being strong. Keep the faith, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. I suppose, I guess it's best I can put it. And just people. There's no reason to treat people with disrespect like that. There's just not reason for it. The man is fighting. Millions of Americans are, fight cancer every year, it seems like. Yet, you're going to sit there and insult them. But lastly, to John McCain, thank you for your service to this country, for your military service, to your political service. I thank you. And I think many Americans thank you. Left and right, it doesn't matter. We all have a bunch of respect for you. And I think it's a very honorable and dignified way to serve your country and to live your life. And so I thank you for that. And this has been the Big Ranch Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. I'll see you down the road. And please keep the comments nice down below. If people start insulting John McCain, I will start deleting your comments. I will not tolerate disrespect. If you want to put down your feelings about John McCain, fine. But if you're going to disrespect him and disrespect his life and be undignified towards him, your comments will be deleted. I just want to make that clear. I don't usually delete comments, but if you make insane, incendiary, disrespectful comments that have no basis in fact, or you're just trying to be undignified towards this man, due to my respect for John McCain, I will have to delete your comments. Thank you very much.